Who's excited for the Wonder Woman movie? I know I am. Oh yeah. Diana is like my thing though. My jam. Anyway, I'm a huge fan of Wonder Woman. Well, I say huge fan. I'm a relatively moderate appreciator of Wonder Woman. I like what she represents. I like backstories and myths and legends and all that jazz. So we're actually going to talk a little bit about the origin of Wonder Woman because it's really, really weird and awesome, but weird. And it's one of those few things that actually gets less weird over time, whereas like other comic book characters, you know, ended up sort of incesty and parallel universe and just, you know, wibbly timey-wimey mixy up stuff. So William Moulton Marston, which I think I'm pronouncing correctly, was a renowned psychologist, and he also wrote under the name of Charles because that's a really fun pen name. You may know him as the guy who invented the polygraph machine, you know, the lie detector. That was him. That was him, and he invented Wonder Woman with the help of his wife, Elizabeth Holloway Marston, and they shared many parts of their lives together, and olives. Well, one olive, actually, olive barley. So, I mean, it was like the 30s and 40s, which was really sort of ahead of its time to begin with, because, yeah, and you thought You, Me and Her was the first sort of big throuple that you'd heard about. Well then, history. So he lived with these two women, Olive and Elizabeth. That's the thing, they weren't all together just because of William there. They were actually, the two women actually ended up staying together and living on together after he had passed. Did you hear that, convention? Take it. So these two women in Moulton's life really influenced the character of Wonder Woman. They were the two mothers of Wonder Woman. So yeah, she had one dad and two mums. Now it's easy to look back and be like, yeah, totally awesome, but obviously at the time it was just madness. I mean, Moulton had this concept of women, that basically women would have ruled the world. They were great if they weren't bogged down so much by domestic duties and children. I'm not saying he was the greatest feminist in the world, I'm just, you know, these two women inspired this one character. It wasn't even from like an emotional standpoint, even from a design standpoint, like her cuffs were actually inspired by Olive, because Olive used to wear these giant chunky bracelets like all the time. So Wonder Woman herself, her creation is like my favourite thing in the world, because I don't know if you know the story of Hercules and the Amazons. What Marston did was flip the story so that Hercules was actually the antagonist of the story, and that the women were under the slave rule of men, which is why they still wear the bracelets, because they're representative of the fact that they were kept in chains. Kind of like B.A. Baracus in the A-Team, but the reason that he wears so many gold chains is to represent the chains of slavery. So it's similar to that in a sense. Anyway, so stuff happens, and all these women, you know, they break free, they're saved, and they go to the island of Themyscira. They're blessed by the Greek god, they go live on Paradise Island, which is later called Themyscira, but it's fine. And Hippolyta's there, and she wants to raise a child. So there she goes, she gets some, you know, Wonder Woman was actually a golem, which is like always a funny thing, I think, that she was made of clay because she was created by women in a women-filled, a female-centric society, and she was the only woman of Paradise Island that was not conceived by a man. She was completely and utterly created by women, and that is the basis of her existence. She doesn't conform, at the time she didn't conform to the basic feminine tropes that other comic book characters at the time were pushed into. Marston himself even referred to Wonder Woman as a propaganda that females themselves could become. It was a goal that was adverse to the basic world. She's trained by women, she's raised by women, she's in a female-filled society, and it's only when Steve Trevor sort of crashes his plane into the island that she's like, oh hello, there's other stuff to do. Cool, let's go do that. Let's go help people with my lasso of truth. And, you know, the fact that I will always try and heal through love as opposed to murdering someone in the face. But that's neither here nor there for that just now. And then obviously as time went on, like lots of it have changed. Like she was created by like gods, she was like the daughter of Zeus, she was like a demigod, you know, like all this kind of one thing then the other, and it kind of got diluted over time. But the funny thing I always thought was like a lot of Wonder Woman dealt with bondage quite a lot. I mean, first you get them all in chains, and then she's always tying people up with a lasso, and then the Amazonians themselves are involved in a lot of bondage play, and a lot of that kind of like whittled out during the years, but it was very focused on that. So yeah, Wonder Woman was a kinky clay, really. I mean, a kinky clay, but like Wonder Woman was always going to be an ideal of what a person could be, as opposed to the typical, oh, you're a woman, you have to stay at home and bake the cakes and say, yes sir, of course sir, 3 bags full sir. It was about showing a woman with strength in character that wasn't just a housewife. Not that there's anything wrong with being a housewife or having a traditionally feminine life or pursuit. But anyway, that is another story for another day, and that is the basic version of Wonder Woman's weird origins, which is fantastic. And I can only hope that they keep her I have theories about the new movie, and I'm already kind of so I hope they don't do what I think they're going to do, but that's another story for another day. And I will chat to you about Hercules some other time as well. Anyway, go see the Wonder Woman movie, because, you know, you should. I mean, if you saw Batman v Superman, you can watch anything, honestly. Ugh. Anyway, I will see you all next time. Adios, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. Bye.